Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the Proven Ground Velcro roll-up tonneau cover fitting 2010 and newer Ram 2500 and 3500 models with the 6-foot 4-inch box that also do not have the Ram box feature. Now if you're looking for an inexpensive and flexible way to protect and maximize your bed space, this is going to be a great fit for your build. It's easy to use and it keeps your bed space fully functional too, plus there are some other benefits built in as well. Even if you are hauling around rocks or something else where you need the full capacity of your bed space every day, you might still find yourself wanting to make better use of that bed space, and a tonneau cover is an excellent solution. This one in particular from Proven Ground makes that a cinch. The rails are going to attach to the bedside with clamps, so there's no drilling required, and the edges feature Velcro to keep everything nice and tight. Inside of the cover, there's an adjustable tension control to help keep everything taut while you're out on the road. So unlike some other soft covers, this one isn't going to flap around or turn into a balloon at highway speeds. It keeps the sleek look that you're after, and you can adjust it as the material forms to your truck over time. Now this cover also maintains access to your stake pocket holes on the edges of the bed, so you can access them for tie downs, additional storage solutions, or whatever you may need. And you've got a lock right here, which makes for easy use as well. So you can open this up as much or as little as you want to, and you've still got a fully covered bed or a completely open one in just a few moments. Now everything secures up and out of place against the cab of the truck with some included clips on here, and you can utilize the full bed space when you need it, get things covered again when you don't. Just roll it right back out. So not only does this look nice and sleek when you have it rolled out, but it also might help improve your fuel mileage too. Since you're covering up that open bed space, turbulent air is not flying around quite as much. Now this option may not be completely weatherproof because you don't have all the weather stripping on here, so if you've got some really sensitive stuff in there and you live in a place where it rains or snows a lot, you might want to look for something that's got some more weather stripping. But if you live in a drier climate or you're not as concerned about that, this is going to be a great option because you do still get some weather stripping on the edges, and again that Velcro is going to help seal it nice and tight, and it's going to seal down against the rails on the side of the bed, so it will help with water intrusion, but again it's not going to be completely water resistant. However, this is a good time to talk about construction. Now, while it may not look like much up here on the table, trust me, it looks a lot better on the truck. The cover itself is made from a weather-resistant, vinyl-coated polyester fabric with a nice, tasteful leather grain look to it. So it's strong, it's lightweight, it looks cool, and it should last you quite some time even out in the elements. And you've got a nice finish on the bottom here as well. You've got inside rails, of course, made of aluminum, and your rails that go on the sides of the bed are also made of aluminum, and they feature that already pre-installed Velcro, as you can see here. You also get the clamps that you need for a no-drill installation, like we talked about earlier, and we'll touch more on that too momentarily. Pricing for this one comes in at about $275, making it one of the more affordable options in the category. Now having that adjustable tension system makes it worth spending a bit more on this versus the least expensive one in the category, plus you're getting a nice material and a good look too. You're also getting something that will do the job and last you a while without breaking the bank, and I'm sure that you guys are as much a fan of that as I am. Installation here is also something you'll likely be a fan of. We're gonna give this one an easy 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should be able to complete the job in about 1 hour. Again, like we mentioned earlier, this is a clamp-on installation. So you're gonna take your rails, you're gonna use the included clamps, get them clamped onto the side of the bed, and then you roll out your cover, and that's pretty much it. Not much more I can say about it here in the studio, so with that, let's hand things over to one of our AT customers who's gonna walk you through the process.
The only tools that I had to use, my Phillips screwdriver, the Allen wrench that came with it, and my lovely wife to help support. Hello everyone, I'm Drew, and I'm here today to show you the installation of the Proven Ground tonneau cover on the installation of my 2023 Ram 2500 HD. My truck already has the fifth wheel hitch in it for towing our camper. I decided to leave the hitch in to show that it can be installed with the bed partially full. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started. I'll show you how to put this on, how to get it adjusted, and then what it looks like afterwards. So the first thing we're going to do is the rails are left and right. We have to make sure that the Velcro faces outside of the truck. The latches are towards the back, so this means this one goes on the driver's side. So this one goes on the passenger side. You can see the Velcro is out. It sits on top of the bed rail. And the latch for latching down the tonneau cover goes towards the back. we'll just set that on there right now, making sure it's even with the inside of the rail. I will grab the other side, and we'll set the other side on there also. Again, sitting right on top of the rail. Bring it back. Now, forward and back is going to be adjusted as we put the tonneau cover on, and it attaches to the front. So I'll show you how to do that here shortly. So what we're going to do is we'll get the 3 clamps. So we're going to space the clamps out evenly over the length of the rail. And what they'll do is the clamps are going to hold the rails that we just put on to the side of the bed truck, or to the truck bed. So what I just found is that the easiest way is to take these 2 apart. This one goes underneath, this one goes on top. This groove is going to snap right into that. We'll put that there. Finger start that screw down in there. And that is how that clamp goes into place. Okay. One thing we do not want to do is we do not want to tighten these down yet. As like I said at the beginning, we're going to adjust these rails based off from where the tonneau cover sits on the front bed rail. If we go ahead and tighten them down now, we'll just have to loosen them up to readjust that. We'll find the midpoint here. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we will do the same exact operation to the other side. The tonneau cover itself, as you can see, has a nice cushion of foam right here. What that's going to do is that's going to waterproof the tonneau cover so the water doesn't leak in when it's raining. And this one goes on the front of the bed rail. So this extra thickness is the difference between your side and your front rails. We'll have latches up here. I'll demonstrate those later. But all in all, you know, this tonneau cover from American Truck seems to be very well built. Nice durable material. I think it will do really well for us. Okay. Oh, like I said, this is going to sit up here. Sit right down there on the bed rail. Make sure our snaps are up out of the way. Now, for me, and I found this on other installations that I've done, because you have to do some adjustments, I'm going to roll this up over top of the truck bed or roof, making sure that there's no metal to metal, and just sit that there. Makes it nice and easy. It's out of the way for me. So now, the way that this works is, again, this sits on the rail. This part is going to lock into the side. And then there's a screw on the back side of this that we'll use to get everything tightened up. And I'll show you that screw. So that's right there. And that's what the Phillips screwdriver is for. So we're going to tighten this down once we get it installed and make sure we get a nice snug installation. So again, looking right here, these two should go together. I'm going to bring that rail back. Like I said, that's why it has to be loose. Make sure your material's out of the way. There, that one's installed. So now we'll go to the other side. And going to the other side, do exactly the same thing. Again, this piece has the screw on the back. It's going to slide right into that notch. Once everything's lined up, make sure the rail can slide back. Material's out of the way. You want to make sure that they are tight down through here and everything is snug. All right, that's good. So now we're going to get into adjusting everything. Now, grab me my Phillips screwdriver. Now, the Phillips screwdriver, or the Phillips screw, I'm sorry, what that does is as I tighten that down, it goes against that back rail. It acts as a pressure point and locks between the two. So we should have a nice snug connection. Yep, we do. Give it one last little. There we go. Nice and tight. Everything looking good. Now I'll do the same thing to the other side now that I have both of them installed. So again, see this screw right here? I'm just going to tighten that down without dropping the screwdriver. Okay. Well, nice and snug, all done. All right, now comes the hard part. So now what I got to do is do all the adjustments. So as of right now, the frame appears to be sitting just about where it should be. I'm going to take it back. And we're going to look at how it's adjusted. So again, before I tighten anything up, I want to see it. So pay attention to this. So this plastic piece is going into this latch here, kind of swivels down around, locks it in there. Then it does take a little bit of pressure. Both sides are in there. All right. All right, a couple of things that I need to look at is, for one, how it's spaced. So once I did this, and once I did the front, now the rails are set side to side. So, you know, if we set these Velcro pieces on the head rail, we didn't take them down again, so we can adjust forward and back. But then the liner itself will set side to side. So as we put it in the front, we put it in the back, we'll make sure that that'll swivel down. Both sides are in where they need to be. So now side to side is set. And there. Now, the first time will take a little bit of effort to get it down. The material has to stretch a little bit, and we got to get it located in all the right places. So now that I have all that set, the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that the cover itself is positioned correctly side to side and make sure we're even. So as you look down the side rail, the cover should look pretty square. And it should look even to the other side. And actually it does. It looks like I got it on the first try. Then the other part is we want to make sure that it's not up against the cab. Make sure that everything's protected. And at the same time, we'll go inside one more time. We'll make sure that the foam is touching all the way across, and it's going to seal that up nice and tight. From here, what I'm going to do is, while the top is closed, that's holding the frame into place. So if I were to take the cover off and unhook it and roll it back so I can tighten up those side frames, there's a chance that everything could move again. So I don't want that to happen. So I want to tighten everything down while the cover is closed. So what I'm going to do, the Allen wrench that came with it. So the Allen wrench that came with it, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to be able to tighten down those Allen screws that I was doing by hand. It is a really tight fit, so just need to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snug down the back. I'm not going to tighten it. I'm just going to snug it down so that it holds into place. Then I'll pop the cover off, and then I'll tighten everything down completely. This will keep everything from moving. Snug them enough the first time. Alright. Now, because there's a piece of foam underneath this rail that we are actually squishing down, what you don't want to do is you don't want to tighten it down so much that it squeezes that foam here and pushes it up on the outside of it. You want to make sure that when I tighten these down, it's just snug, just enough so everything's not going to move. There we go. So the front's going to set by the parts we screwed down earlier. Now that the back is set, the middle of there we go. Over here, we'll do this one. The way that I do it, is it going to move? If those don't wiggle, it's probably not. Alright. I will say that even though my fifth wheel hitch is in here, it really has not been a bad installation. First I thought it might be in the way. I thought about taking it out for everybody, but you know what? Keep it in. It's not that bad. Okay. There we go. Alright. Everything's snugged down. So a couple things while I have it rolled up here, and I'll show everybody, is that, you know, when the tonneau cover's rolled up, you want it out of your way. It comes with these great straps. There's a buckle right here in the front that keeps it out of place, or in place while you're going down the road. You can tighten that up so it doesn't flop around. So when I'm hauling my fifth wheel, I'll just roll this up, put it into place. I'll snap both sides. And that way my cover is secure, it's out of the way, and I can still use my truck gun.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install the Proven Ground Velcro roll-up tonneau cover fitting 2010 and newer Ram 2500 and 3500s with the 6'4" box that do not have the Ram box feature. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Ram, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.